Okay, guys, I talk about today about client-side wireless attack. That is the group one, Rodney, Lee Lovell, and Eddie Pincay. Okay, first, talk about a different client-side wireless attack. The first one is point 5, cross-site scripting, XSS, chiffing, sniffing, and honeypot attacking. And finally, Karn Contact exploit. Okay, the first one, cross-site scripting. A cross-site scripting attack is executed from within a user's browser. The attacker takes control of the user session and launches a phishing attack to steal desired information or send explicit content to the user's web browser. Most web applications are vulnerable to this exploit, so attackers use HTML, JavaScript, VBScript, ActiveX, Java, or Flash to execute their attacks. Identify. Because of this hidden nature, these are almost impossible for an end user to identify. Defend. Don't blindly click on an URL you receive. Investigate. Turn off activity scripting in your browsers. However, this will limit your ability to use dynamic sites. The second, spawn file. The spawn file is a process in an attacker's trick a user into believing a website or server is legitimate. A spawn file attack could be compared to a con game. The attackers set up a false but convenient world around the victim. The victim does something that would be appropriate if the false world were real. Unfortunately, activities that seem reason in the false world may have distraction effects in the real world. Identify. There might be highly noticeable variations in the URL. There might be variation in design and language. Website does not have a valid digital certificate. Defend. Always check the URL. Check that the site is secure for the green backlog in browser. Leave if you suddenly notice of copyright, date, and bad grammar in the normally clean web page. Sniffing. A sniffing attack is carried out by utilizing a traffic sniffer to capture unencrypted traffic being communicated between clients on a wireless network. This attack could be carried by using Kali Linux and Wireshark, which are free software an attacker can download on the internet. Identify. There are really isn't a way to tell if someone is intercepting your communication. That say they are typical on non-secure networks. Defend. Use extreme caution and diligence when connect to a non-secure wireless network. Just don't connect if possible to. If you must connect, avoid entering personal identifiable information or use a VPN. The next one, honeypot attack. A wireless honeypot is a device configured to be an access point, in which it may have the same SSID as another access point in the area and is also configured with a process to point to the attacker's computers. When the client is connected to the attacker's honeypot, all traffic coming to and from that client will be monitored monitored by that attackers who can now carry on a man-in-the-middle attack on that client. Identify duplicate SSID, send SSID with no weak secure internet network address unreachable. Defend. Make sure a wireless network has proper security. For example, WPA2 or use a VPN. And finally, Karmet's exploit. A Karmet's exploit is a much like has an honeypot attack. In the East create a fake wireless AP for people to connect to. However, when the user is connected, Karmet's exploit will launch all exploits within the Metasploit framework against the claim. It can also capture logins and passwords. Identify. Usually is insecure network or not much else to identify it. Defend. Do not connect to insecure wireless network. If you must, do not enter personal information or you need to use a VPN. Okay, thank you very much to see the video and I am and talk about to different clients to wireless attack. Okay, see you next week.